There you go.
We live, we live.
There you go.
What's going on, everyone? What's going on? Can y'all hear us okay on the microphone? We've got a external microphone connected to the camera. I want to make sure we're good before we get into it.
2021. Let's do a mic check. 2021 stimulus live update. Ron Yates channel. He said,
Somebody comment stimulus packages making money in 2021.
Give the stimulus to my bill collectors. Just exclude the middleman.
Just send it directly to the bill collector.
2021 stimulus update. This is August 25th, 7:30 live stream on Ron Yates. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Another introduction. This is my brother, Kevin Yates. Thank you for joining me.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
And I'll let you do your intro.
All right.
I'll let you do your intro.
All right. Well, here we are. This is your stimulus package update, your stimulus check update. We're going to cover several different things today, including the latest that's going on in Washington, the latest regarding stimulus checks. Some people are actually going to be receiving $2,000 stimuluses. Is that a word? Stimuluses?
Stimuluses.
Stimuli?
Stimuluses.
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 We're going to be covering the latest in the stock market. We're going to be talking about Amazon, Tesla, gold. A lot of people have been asking about gold. We're going to answer a lot of those questions. Several different key points that we want to touch on today. So it's going to be a big update, and I want to be pretty interactive with this video. So guys, don't hesitate to drop questions in the comments. We'll do our best to get to every one of you.
And make sure you check out the links in the description. A lot of valuable information there. Some free downloads you're not going to want to miss.
Oh, yes.
We're going to touch on that later.
Absolutely.
But I've got some great news in the form of a $2,000 stimulus. I got some great news in the form of a $2,000 stimulus that I want to share with you guys. And let's see here. But before that, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So, but before that, I got something I want to share. So I'm gonna switch the screen here so y'all can see it.
If you guys haven't already, do subscribe to the channel. We still want to grow our community. We have 326,000 family members. I consider you guys family. That's why I would say my YouTube family. Let's keep this thing growing and going.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But let me touch on this before we get to that $2,000 stimulus. Let me touch on this because you guys have probably already seen this or heard it already. But you figured it would just, this would be the time that it wants to access.
Oh, of course, of course.
I'm trying to get it pulled up. The popular website OnlyFans announced its plan to ban certain content. And so it's announced its plan to ban certain content as a result of Visa and MasterCard credit card processors potentially forcing the platform to follow suit of other popular paywall sites and shift to exclusively accepting payments through Bitcoin cryptocurrency. So that's an interesting take on a huge platform that's generating millions and billions of dollars,
right?
Shifting to crypto. Other platforms similar to it have already done so.
Right.
Ron, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's really interesting. So first of all, comment down below if you guys have even heard of OnlyFans. I'd love to hear from you guys. Not really sure how many of you guys have actually heard of OnlyFans, but OnlyFans is a platform. We talk a lot about how to make money online. I'm going to be honest with you, OnlyFans has been known to generate some people as much as $50,000 per week.
That's insane.
I want to repeat that.
That's insane.
$50,000 not per year, per week.
Amazon, I think they said, I think from what I read, they had about at least 16 creators that made over $1 million a year on the platform.
Wow.
And I think they had over 50,000 that made I think it was like $500 to $1,000 a week or something crazy like that.
Yeah, big numbers. And so, when you have a platform of that capacity, and I don't even know how many visitors they're getting per day, but when you have a platform of that capacity, and they're being told by Amazon when they're being told by Visa and MasterCard that hey, due to certain types of content that's on there, that type of payment method is not going to be accepted, and that's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Now, what is their alternative? They're looking at crypto as a alternative method of exchange. So this is making a bigger argument for the use of crypto. A lot of you guys were like, hey, well, what can I buy with crypto? Well, this, whether or not you're using OnlyFans or not, this is just a preview of what's
Yes.
to come. Because guess what? Businesses are trying to run their operations, and if there's any kind of limitations with the types of payment that they're allowed to receive, well, they're going to look at other options, and this is just going to increase the value that is that crypto is being. It's going to increase the perceived value of crypto in the market, and it's also going to boost its utilization. So, of course, the values are expected to be going up. Now, of course, this is not. This is not financial advice. This is just my personal take, but this is what we're seeing in the industry right now.
Yeah, so you don't want to ignore that, because if credit card processors can have this effect on this much money in a huge industry such as OnlyFans and similar websites and platforms, you have to realize that uh, crypto is going to have a place more so than it ever has in the past, probably in the very very near future.
Right. Additionally, if you guys have noticed, how many of you guys are watching Bitcoin? Bitcoin kind of comes in and out of the news. Typically, when the price of that particular cryptocurrency either goes up really fast or comes down really fast, right? So, because Bitcoin is a big cryptocurrency to a lot of people who are trading it or a lot of people who are investing in it, right? However, if you guys had noticed, the price of Bitcoin has gone through the roof ever since the stimulus packages have started coming out. Now, if you think back to the CARES Act, right? So let's go back, March 2020,
Right.
around the time of the first stimulus package. Well, there were more stimulus packages, but the first stimulus check package, the first stimulus package that had a check in it, was back in March of 2020. And if you look at the Bitcoin charts back at March of 2020, during the stimulus check release compared to today, you can see that Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency, as well as other currencies like Dogecoin and Ethereum, they all went up very, very quickly, right? Now, there's been a bit of a retreat since then, but what was the reason behind those cryptocurrencies shooting through the roof? Well, a lot of people were concerned about the excessive printing of U.S. currency to support the stimulus checks, to support the stimulus packages. Inflation was a big concern, right? And so, what do you do, or what do most investors? Where does the smart money tend to put their
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
where does smart money tend to go when inflation is a concern? Gold.
What's very interesting is, there's two sides. There probably is actually three or four sides, but where do people tend to put their money in situations where of uncertainty? And we also see
Right.
a huge sector that, it's a different mindset.
Hmm.
Nothing wrong with either one.
Hmm.
But we see a huge sector where they say they just want to save it.
Right. There's
They just
that.
want to save it. And that's something that I wanted to touch on,
Hmm.
because I want to talk about emergency funds and savings.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
And according to CBS News,
Hmm.
I'm gonna read you what I got here. According to CBS News, so far people who have received the 3 rounds of stimulus payments said that they're using most of the funds to pay down debt or sock away the money in savings, possibly indicating that people are using the money to whittle down debt they incurred during the pandemic, as well as to build up an emergency fund in case of another shock. While and that shock right now is potential, the Delta variant. While about 1 in 3 people said the stimulus aid would help support them for less than 1 month. Now,
It's not very long.
now this is talking about savings, because if a stimulus is only going to support you for 1 month, and there were another potential shock, do you have savings? Do you have money in savings? How much do you have? How long will it last you? But then it still leads to a very very important question, which is, what's better, savings or growth and investments?
Okay. Well, first of all, before we even go into that conversation, I'd love to ask the audience, what do you guys think is better?
Okay.
A big savings account that's safe, or growth of your money?
Yeah, and savings accounts can grow, but they're going to grow at a much slower and smaller pace than other forms of investment, stock market, real estate, but just as Ron was mentioning earlier, crypto.
Hmm. So, why has crypto run up? Why has crypto run up so quickly Why has the price of gold run up so quickly? If you look at the data, we're seeing, money being printed at a rate that we've never seen before. The rate of money printing is just, I don't want to quite say it's parabolic, but it's pretty aggressive. So one of the safe havens that people have been looking at is crypto, and so not only can you use crypto to pay for your OnlyFans account, and other forms of
Not only can you use crypto to pay for your OnlyFans account, but most people aren't sharing crypto accounts like they are checking accounts. Just saying.
That's true. That is true. So so you've got that as an alternative method of payment, but you've also got crypto and gold as a way to hedge yourself against inflation.
Hedge yourself against inflation. And also the question can be asked is, what good is money in savings if the cash in the account becomes worthless?
Okay, good point. So worthless. If
Not worthless, but worth less.
Worth less. Perfect.
Yeah.
But it actually depends on how long the money sat in the account, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if 100 years went by, you'd be surprised. How many of you guys have an older relative, or maybe a grandparent or something like that, great grandparent, and they said, "Oh, I used to be able to get gas for 25 cents, right?
For a nickel."
Yeah, for a nickel, right? Or I used to, I when we bought our first house, it was $25,000.
Yeah, out of a catalog.
Yeah, it's like it's like, so these are some great examples of inflation at its best. It's like, how did the price go from $25,000 for a house back then to, okay, what is it now? It's absolutely, in our area. I mean, we don't live in the wealthiest
Yeah.
location in town, but it's like, just to get a starter house.
Oh yeah.
What, 400,000 now?
Shoot, yeah. I mean, starter homes of sub $200,000 is just not even going to happen. I mean, you may be looking at modular homes and other forms of real estate that isn't necessarily poured in place,
Right.
and this is not even talking about a condo or a townhouse or duplex, so it's just gone up. And if your money over time, while everything else has been going up, has been sitting in savings,
Right.
it's not growing at the rate that everything else is growing.
Right. And so this is a great example, because a lot of people are like, Ron, I don't quite understand inflation. I think it's bad, but I don't know why it's harming me, right? And so what Kevin is saying is, let's just say you had, I don't know, you had like $10,000 in savings, for example, right? And you're looking to make a down payment on a house, right? So let's just say you're looking at a $200,000 house 2 years ago, right? So $200,000 house, $10,000, that would have given you 5% down, right? And a lot of lenders, a lot of mortgage companies, I know a lot of you guys are renting, but a lot of you guys have commented on my previous community post that you have an interest in becoming a homeowner, right? So a lot of the new home buyer or first time home buyer programs allow lowered down payments of, say, 5%, sometimes 3%, depending upon if it's FHA or whatever. But the point is this. You want to talk about inflation? What is inflation? I'm going to show it to you right in your face, right? $200,000 was what you could probably get a house for 2 years ago, right?
Okay.
Housing values have gone berserk. And so
man.
that same $200,000 house, depending upon what part of the country you're in, might be 300. It might be 350. It might be 400. It really depends, right?
Yeah.
And so that $10,000 you had was a 5% down payment on your $200,000 house, but because of inflation, your $10,000 is not enough for a 5% down payment on a $400,000 house, because the house went up in value, and so now your money is not.
It doesn't go as far.
It doesn't go as far. And so I'm sorry.
And inflation is real.
Yeah.
We've seen it, especially just in quotes and changes in homeowners insurance, as the insurance companies explain that the increase in cost of the premium is a direct relationship to the replacement cost as cost of materials have gone up and things like that. So it exists, and it's just another reason behind why $200,000 even a year ago, based on these unprecedented circumstances that we're in, $200,000 a year ago is not $200,000 today.
Point well made.
But I do want to touch on the $2,000 stimulus. I want to talk about $2,000 stimulus.
Too. This is an interesting one.
And a new form of stimulus is set to be released, and you may be receiving $2,000. According to Yahoo News, the there are certain groups giving its members $2,000 apiece in universal basic income from stimulus funds, and that is a tribal program that different. I think the Choctaw and maybe a few other tribes are releasing to their members, and we definitely want to get on that. We definitely want to get on that. But before we do that, I want to talk about your own stimulus. I want to talk about generating your own stimulus, and a good way to do that is through investing.
Right.
It's through investing. And actually, let me swap this screen here. I want to get on Robinhood. I want to show you Robinhood because that's a way of doing it. Amazon currently 3,000. Let's just call it $3,300 a share. This is Amazon stock price today.
Can I interject for a second?
Go for it.
Hey guys, do us a favor. I just want to make sure that this video gets out to as many of you guys as possible. I can't tell you how many times, Ron, I didn't see your live. I didn't get the notification. The YouTube algorithm is really funny. Do us a favor, give us a thumbs up. Let this video get shared out there to more people because I want to get this word out here. We don't need to, have our community struggling to the extent that we are. We need to come up and I want to just share as much information as we have that we feel is helpful to you guys. And I also want to answer as many questions as we can. So give us a like. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and jump back in.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And actually, I'm going to put this up on the screen here so everybody can see it. We can see it together at the same time here. But we got Amazon's price up here, okay? And I know what you're thinking. Kevin, why are you showing me a $3,300 stock price right now? We're trying to get this $2,000 stimulus. We got bills to pay. But hear me out. We want to make your money go further. We want you to invest. We want your money to grow and not be that $200,000 that was a year ago that's not worth $200,000 today. We want to track inflation. We want to beat inflation. But that's why I pulled up Robinhood. If you haven't done it already, check out the link in the description. Download the Robinhood app. The link is there. Download the app, link an account. You're automatically going to get a free stock just from linking an account. You don't have to put any money in it whatsoever.
We just got some free stocks.
Thank you everybody for using the link,
dude.
Yeah, thank you everybody for using the link because they keep sending free stocks. And that's another thing. You sign up, you get your own link too. Share your link. Right. Share your link with your friends.
Another way for you to make money right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Thank us later.
Or
thank us now. I don't care.
Yeah. Thank us now in the likes. Throw them up there. But for real though, I'll let you go into it. But how can anybody right now get into Amazon?
I mean, well, first of all, if you got $3,299.18, you can buy right now. That's all you got to do, right?
One share.
Yeah, just one share, right? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, straight up, yes, you can buy Amazon stock for $3,299.18. But the average person doesn't have that much money to drop on a single Amazon share, especially right now in these times, right? But one of the cool things about Robinhood is, we were looking at a number of different stock trading platforms.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but there's a lot of them out there. A lot of you guys have asked me, hey, Ron, what do you think about this one and that one? And, I'll be honest with you. If you're comfortable with it, most of them, because it's a regulated industry, most of them are just fine, right? However, we happen to really like the interface on Robinhood. It was really clean. It was really easy to use. And what was cool about it is when you look at stocks like Amazon, which is almost let's just call it $3,300. You can buy fractional shares. You don't have to buy the entire $3,300 stock, right? So I think what did we do? We tested it just to.
We tested it with AT&T.
Tell them what happened.
We bought AT&T, and I'll pull up AT&T so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
AT&T, their ticker symbol is T. You got to scroll down a little bit because they're not number one for some strange reason. But they're $27.45 a share. And we bought a fractional share at $5.
Yeah.
And it did the math and calculated it of what it would be for what we were buying. And I think, is this it? Okay, that's it right there. So it's showing our position. There it is. Still learning Robinhood, and we chose Robinhood. We had never used it before to do this with you guys. So our position, it shows it. And currently, our position shows we have 0.177841% of a share, basically.
Right.
Market value now is 4.88. You may be asking, well, you bought it at $5. Okay, we're down 12 cents.
Yep.
But we're not in it for the short term. We're in for the long term.
Yep, that's right.
But the key here is the percentage of growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily about going out and getting, one whole share of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the percentage of growth, because the percentage of growth is going to exist no matter if you have one share or 100 shares.
Mm-hmm.
So if your percentage of growth, if your return on your investment outpaces the market, regardless of whether you have one share or a fraction, that's growth.
That's growth. And another cool thing about that AT&T stock is while you're just holding it, you're making money because it's one of the dividend paying stocks, and it is paying, I want to say, don't let me be wrong.
The dividend on AT&T
Mm-hmm.
is the dividend yield is 7.58.
7.58%. So just as a comparison, think about what the rate is on your savings account. I guarantee most of you guys aren't even getting like 0.1%, and they're
Yeah.
giving you 7.5%.
Yeah, the best I saw lately was, I think American Express had a
Mhm.
high yield savings account, like 0.5% or something.
Right.
Something crazy like that.
Mhm. I mean, heck, you're making more on that than the bank's making on your house, because your house is if you took, if you took advantage of these low rates, you're probably, with good credit, you're probably sub threes, maybe in the neighborhood of 3% on your mortgage. They're paying out 7.5%.
Yeah, so that's really good right there.
Mhm.
And what I want to do is, we're going to jump back to Amazon overall, because Amazon has taken the place of number one retailer
Oh man.
over Walmart. And that's some late breaking news. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I'm gonna put it up here so you can see it. But Amazon just dethroned Walmart, and it's the end of the world as we know it. I don't think that's quite that serious, but Amazon just took over as number one retailer, and currently, Amazon, you just saw the stock price was 3,300 or 3,299,
Yep.
$3,300.
Yep.
Okay, so that's pretty steep. Okay, but let's take a look at something else here that I want you guys to see, and that is the current price of gold. Okay,
Oh man.
it's current price of gold. Current price of gold is $1,790.80 right now. A little bit, I guess a little bit more than half of what it would cost you to get into Amazon at
Mhm.
one whole share.
Mhm.
But what I really want to do is, I really want Ron to dive into the options and possibilities of using and protecting against potential currency collapse through mediums of exchange like gold.
Right. Well, what's interesting about currencies, right? Comment if you've ever heard of the term fiat currency, right? So, not to give you guys a history lesson, but back in 1950, the U.S. dollar made the U.S. government made the decision for the U.S. dollar to separate itself from being tied to gold. The U.S. dollar, if you guys remember, used to actually be backed by gold. Well, as of right around 1950, it might have been in 1970, I forget the exact year. But the point is there is no longer, for every dollar you're holding, you're getting some fraction of gold that the mint is holding in some safe, right? So this separation is what has allowed the excessive printing of money, which has kind of caused the rate of inflation to take off, right? Now, with all with all that being said, gold sitting at roughly $1,800 per ounce. If you look at gold over the last hundreds, thousands of years, it has continuously been going up and up and up. And ever since like BC times, it has been recognized as a store of value for holding wealth, or even as a method of trade.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, gold is definitely something to take into consideration and maybe keep your eye on. I'm throwing this up on the screen so you guys can see it. The link is in the description. Check it out. Get your free download. I'll let Ronnie explain it to you. Get your free download.
Yeah, get your free download, guys. When I'm looking to, I'm always reading and seeking knowledge, and I want to educate myself. And as I learn new things, I like to share with you guys. And one of the things I like to do is I like to look at people who are ahead of me. How many of you guys watch Shark Tank? I mean,
Oh man, I love that show.
man, even my kid likes that show.
I love that show.
It's so inspirational. You get to see these people, they put their heart and their soul into these products, and they come on here and they tell you their story. Some of them break down into tears telling you.
Yeah.
And some of them are doing really well. Some of them are on the verge of, losing everything trying to make this thing go. But the cool thing is about Shark Tank is you get to see these people in very, very strong financial positions offer their help to people who are trying to get their dream to the next level, right? One of the characters on there, his name is Kevin O'Leary. He actually said that, and Kevin O'Leary, by the way, he's a billionaire, right? And so I like to look at what are the billionaires doing, right? Like who is winning to such a level that we can look at and say, hey, what kind of secrets and hacks did they do?
Oh man.
With their money that we could maybe apply
Right.
on our smaller scale.
Yeah.
I'm no billionaire or anything like that, but there's got to be something I can learn from him. Now, one of the things he said about gold was he likes gold because it is a store of value. He said it is the number one I think he said is the number one equalizer of value, right? And so as as fiat currency gets printed, as more stimulus checks get printed, so many of you guys, and it's funny because I'm reading through the comments and many of you guys are obviously in favor of a fourth stimulus check, but several people have actually said, Ron, I don't want a fourth stimulus check because it's going to make everything else go up in price, right? And
Right.
that's what they're talking about, this inflation, right? We talked about how, your $10,000 investment for your house and compared to your $200,000 house. It's not that if you put 10, it's not that if you have money in the bank, there's going to be less money in your bank account over time. It's that what you can buy with the amount of money you have is less. So you still have 10 grand, but let's just say, you go into McDonald's and a number one costs $5 today, but 10 years from now, a number one might cost you $20, right?
Mhm.
But you still have the money that you had, right?
Yeah.
So it's the cost of things around you going up, but you still have the same number of dollars.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a report that came out. I want to share it with you guys. You guys can download this completely for free. It was put together by like a team of millionaires, and they literally just shared all of this valuable information about gold in here. I wanted to share with you guys. You can easily download it.
Completely free.
Completely free. Link in
Completely.
the description down below. Also the pinned comment.
Yeah, just throw your email address in there, and the link will be sent to you. You'll be able to download it, and there's a lot of valuable information in there. And especially with the possibility of a potential monetary policy reset.
Right.
And that reset, you got to think if that occurs, it's just going to ultimately drastically change the value of the dollar. It won't. In theory, won't necessarily affect gold.
Yeah.
Because gold has that stored value. But download your free link.
And one of the cool things about gold, and you guys are gonna see this in the it's only like 8 pages, right? It's really good read, really interesting. I know a lot of you guys actually provide a lot. I learned from you guys too. But one of the reasons why gold doesn't inflate is because there's like a finite amount. Now, obviously, you can find more, but you can only find so much at a time as you're mining and things like that. So, just wanted to share that with you guys.
The link is in the description. Ron's going to pin it on the comment when the live is done. You can also check it out. He'll have a community post for it. I'll throw it up on TikTok as well. We'll have it on Patreon too. So anywhere you go, you can find it, get it, read it. You're not going to be disappointed.
And it's free.
Yeah. But let's talk about this stimulus, okay?
Let's talk about it.
A handful of Native American tribes are using federal pandemic aid for new rounds of stimulus payments. The Choctaw Nation announced last week it would pay $2,000 to adult members over the next 2 years. The payments extend the universal basic income experiment that began with the first round of relief checks in early 2020. Across a handful of Native American tribes, stimulus checks are still rolling out. The Choctaw Nation announced last week it will use funds from the American Rescue Plan to send additional relief payments, essentially a fourth stimulus check to its members. The Choctaw Nation isn't the only tribe to send a fourth round of checks out. At least 3 other tribes have announced similar payment programs. I'm actually really kind of curious right now if anyone is a member of the Choctaw tribe or any other of these tribes that are actually using this pandemic aid for the members. If you would hit us up in the comments, let us know. I'm very, very intrigued on that one. Um, and the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma announced last week it would pay $2,000 to adult members over the next 2 years. According to a press release, all Choctaw members aged 18 and older can receive $1,000 annually for 2 years starting next month, while those younger than 18 can receive an annual payment of $700 for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Recipients must apply for the payments, so don't forget that they're not just going to send it to you automatically. So you have to apply for the payments and attest that you were negatively impacted by the virus, the pandemic virus. Members 55 and older and those aged 18 to 54 with disabilities started receiving a monthly allowance of $200 on August 16th. So if you haven't already and you're in that category, make sure that you reach out to the as a member, you reach out and you apply so you can receive this benefit. The continued use of relief payments suggests that stimulus payments or stimulus checks could be the go-to in terms of economic decline. And the recent surge in Delta cases has prompted some questions on whether a fourth round of checks could be approved. The virus resurgence has already slowed the economy's recovery, and while parents continue to receive support from the child tax credit, the monthly payments are much smaller than the $1,400 checks approved in March or previously approved in March. Mm-hmm. But these are some key points here that they're seeing this as possibly a go-to in times of economic decline, in addition to a slowing of the economy's recovery based on the Delta variant and spikes in cases currently. I want to get Ron's take on that.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Shannon S. She says that that's my family's tribe, and I'm trying to keep up with the comments and also keep up with you, Kev. Did you want to say something?
Oh no, go for it.
Yeah, so the whole tribe stimulus checks that are going out is very interesting because obviously I'm always looking at the comments and I'm seeing you guys in there. A lot of you guys are several of you don't have children. And so there's these child tax credits, and it's like, well, what about the single families? What about the adults who don't have children under the age of, And so it's like this is a big argument for why an additional a fourth stimulus check is needed, because there's a large segment of the population that's being left out.
Right.
Those who are on fixed income as well. So it's like, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're on fixed income, so you're good. You didn't lose your job. Yeah. You might receive SSI, you might receive Social Security, but it's like you weren't receiving that much,
right? Right. Yeah.
And it's like we're talking about inflation. You're still getting the same amount, but everything around you went up in cost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like I hate to say what's fair and what's not fair, but it's like if you don't have an ability to earn more money,
yeah,
and things are going up around you, it's kind of like the water's coming higher up,
man,
and you're just trying to keep your nose up so you can keep breathing.
Right. And we've seen it with SSI and SSDI with the COLA, the cost of living adjustment.
Right.
But even then, it's a little too late.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to throw this back up on the screen because this is definitely something that you guys are going to want to take at least some consideration and just download it. It's free.
Yeah, download it. It's free. If you're interested, I mean, there's just so much value in here, and I always like to understand what are these billionaires thinking? Like, what are they doing with their money? Like how do we win?
Yeah,
because they clearly won the game, and we were talking about how many billionaires don't pay taxes, or they pay less taxes than the average American who's working their butt off for less like some of these billionaires, they make more money in like their sleep over one night than you might make in 2 years.
Yeah.
It's like
we got to touch on that. There's a lot of different ways and different hacks out there that the wealthy use. And a lot of wealthy are very, very frugal.
Mm-hmm.
They're very frugal, and they use these hacks.
Right.
And for instance, like there's one, and I'll actually pull it up so you can see it. But there's one. And it's of a popular YouTuber. It's a popular YouTuber. Hard to say that 16 times fast. And he shared a hack on how he bought a Tesla.
For
$78.
Oh yeah,
he bought a Tesla for $78. So let me see if I can get this to pull up, or maybe not. Maybe our internet's down or something. But
I hope the internet's now not down.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, the iPad doesn't want to pull it up. But these are hacks that the wealthy, the rich, the millionaires, the billionaires are using. It's not just that they have a bunch of money that they'll spend to get what they want. They also know how to get what they want for less.
Right.
So we need to touch on those.
Do we have any like what is the term when you're a really good couponer?
Oh man, I don't know.
Somebody help us out.
Yeah,
What does it mean like when you're really good at You ever watch those coupon shows and they get like like $1,000 worth of groceries for like $1, or they get $1,000 worth of groceries and they somehow get paid for getting. I'm like, hold on. First of all, you're holding me up. You got 6 carts of stuff.
yeah. How'd you do that?
Yeah, and you got paid like so. I think. Oh, somebody said extreme couponing, right?
Oh,
So,
okay.
so it's like, and I'm not saying billionaires are exactly doing that, but maybe they are, for all I know, right? But the point is they have identified these hacks. However, they're saving money, whether it's buying cars, buying distressed assets, stocks, houses, real estate, whatever they're buying, right? They figured out the hacks. They've also figured out one of the biggest expenses that we have is taxes. So if you can eliminate your expenses, think about it for 1 second, right? Regardless of how much money you make, if you could eliminate your expenses and you could keep all of your income, how could you not have more money over time? As you keep making more money, but you have nothing to spend it on, you're just inevitably going to be richer. You're going to have more money in your bank account. So that's basically what the wealthy have done. They've identified every bit of hack to increase their income and reduce their expenses, and voila, so
Yeah, that's the move right there.
yeah.
And I was trying to get this thing to pull up, but I can't get it to pull up. So I'll have to show it to you later. I have to show it to you later because I can't get it to pull up now. But what I do want to talk about is something very interesting, and that's Tesla buyers are being experiencing some severe delivery delays, stretching on for months and months and months. And this is actually kind of interesting to me because I was looking at possibly trying to pick up a Tesla to get into this electric vehicle EV kind of mindset
Mm-hmm.
and kind of condition myself to be able to plan my trips and things like that. Based on the vehicle's range and available supercharger stations or whatever. But in addition to a lot of the other things that we're experiencing as a result of the pandemic and just trying to get back into recovery mode, it says that some Tesla customers are experiencing waits of weeks or months for their cars, and Teslas promised delivery days keep slipping. One salesperson in California said staff is doing their best to answer questions about delays, but does not have enough information from higher ups to give precise answers customers are requesting. The continuing delays are a sign that Tesla is still struggling with delivery logistics that Elon Musk referenced in 2018, even as the company dramatically increased its vehicle production. But despite the delays, that pretty much is across the board for all manufacturers. They're experiencing that right now. Tesla looks to have one of the easiest car buying experiences of all auto and EV manufacturers. You can literally buy a car on their website in like 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
And you can actually buy the car for just $250. And Tesla has plans to roll out an even more affordable EV electric vehicle option, and it's dubbed the Model 2. And this is going to be a smaller, more compact, more affordable version to get more people in electric vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
EV and electric cars are going to become the norm very, very soon, and we're going to cover more on that in upcoming videos, upcoming lives. Ways to save money by going to electric, not just the fuel savings, but in instances where there's state, federal tax credits and different things like that, maybe even a tax credit from your power provider, your electric power provider, and also ways to make money by investing in electric vehicle and EV tech, not just
Right.
by buying the car, but by investing in the companies, not even just the companies that make them like Tesla, or Audi is getting into it with their e-tron, or Porsche is getting into it with a Taycan or Taycan.
Neo.
Neo, but the companies behind these companies that are actually making the tech possible for EV to grow. And if you want to hear more about that, drop a comment, let us know. We'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. And tech is the way to go. EV is the way to go. We've been talking about we've been talking a lot about investments. I mean, look at this. 1.2 plus 3.5 trillion dollar stimulus packages. Collectively, that we're looking at 4.7 potentially $1 trillion. You know, and you know, a lot of these energy companies, they're poised to go higher because a lot of these trillions of dollars are going to be allocated to infrastructure, and the infrastructure is going the direction of electric. So it only makes sense. You know, it's kind of like one of my coaches told me, you know, if you want to catch the ball, don't look at where the ball is, look at where it's going. And so I'm looking at the stock market the same way. You know, I'm not looking at where we are right now, I'm looking at where we're going.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think if you see it, I think if you see it now, it's too late.
Yeah.
So you got to be looking out, you know, out there,
Mm-hmm.
out there. But now's a great time. If anybody's got any questions, throw them in the comments. We're gonna try to keep up with them. And let's see, Von Vibe. So I can buy a Tesla right now for $250. Yes, you can buy a Tesla right now for $250. It's a $250 deposit. So you can go on Tesla's website. You can spec your car out the way you want it, and for $250, they're gonna build it, and it'll be on order. When it's delivered, you go pick it up. And from what I hear, it's a pretty enjoyable and fast and remarkable experience if you've ever bought a car any other way. Like even easier than CarMax. CarMax does make it pretty easy because they're not super pushy. But apparently, buying a Tesla from them directly from Tesla is like the easiest thing you could do in the world.
I'd love to have a Tesla just delivered to my house. That'd be pretty cool. I would literally be calling the guy who's driving the truck, you know, the vehicle on delivery, because I want to record it coming in my neighborhood.
Oh yeah,
I want to share it on Facebook. I want to, you know, I've never seen that in person.
You know, and it's kind of like the Carvana and Vroom, and they deliver it to you, and it's a pretty cool experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty cool experience where you get the car delivered to, and then Carvana actually has the one where it's like a vending machine. You could put a coin in it, and your car kind of gets dispensed through this giant vending machine, this car vending machine. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions or comments, throw them in. We'd answer them. We'll be on the live for just a little bit longer. We appreciate you guys being here with us. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and click the link in the description and download this free. Ultimately, I mean, it's 100% free. Valuable information.
Yeah. Hit the link in the description down below. Get your free gold guide, gold report. Very cool, very good information in there from billionaire investors. It's like, wow, these guys are dropping knowledge bombs on us. I'm picking them up.
We got Marvin here, and Marvin says he wants $2,000 a month. And Marvin, we want you to have $2,000 a month. And what we can do is we need to put together a portfolio package, and we still need to go over watch lists and buying in general on Robinhood. But there are ways that you can generate $2,000 a month through investments.
Yes,
and everybody can do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody can do it.
Hey, comment below if you have a Robinhood account. Do me a favor, comment down below if you already have a Robinhood account. And secondly, comment down below if you're going to sign up and get a Robinhood account. I'm just trying to get a feel for where you guys are at. Shelby Warren, I see you. How do we trade stock? Do you know where you get free stock from? Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm glad you asked, Shelby. Robinhood. And I want to stress, I can't stress this enough. All you have to do is sign up, and without even putting money in, you get a free stock. And then when you do put money in, I think you get another free stock. Is that how it works right now? Because there's the promotions change, but the last one that I remember seeing, it was like all you had to do was set up the account, and you got a free stock. And then once you actually put more than $10 in or something like that, then you got another free stock. So if you do that, let me know, and also let me know what stock you got, because I'm just curious to know how much of this, what stock you got and how much it was worth. Cool information.
No, absolutely. And what I want to do is I'm going to put it up on the screen so you guys can see it.
Oh, nice.
Because it's kind of like it's like easier said than done, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just put this up so you can see it. Because I thought it was really cool, and I want to say shout out to whoever. During this live, shout out to whoever signed up for Robinhood, because they sent a notification.
I'm sorry.
They sent a notification. What you got?
Intuitive 3 Toron. The name is a unique spelling, but anyway, they just said I just signed up for Robinhood. Devin Brown says, I love Robinhood. Lightweight Trey, I have an account. Brandon Jones says, Robinhood and Acorns are my favorite. I feel you. So Monica Corney says she has Robinhood. So Judith Carr, she says Weeble.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up here. I'm trying to keep up.
There's a lot of love in the comments.
But I want to show you this. I want to show you this so you guys can see it because again, we appreciate everybody signing up. We really do. We really want you guys to do it really for you, so you can invest. And if you sign up, it just makes it easier for us when we do explain these things that you can do it along with us. But I'm trying to go in here and let's see. Let's go to. If I go to,
are y'all able to see this?
Earn rewards. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Make sure you guys can see this. All right. That should be a little bit better. All right. So let me start over. So if I go to the little guy in the bottom right hand corner and then you hit earn rewards, it'll show you let's see. These are the stocks claimed. These are the stocks claimed, free stocks. Anthony S. As I say your name, this is a thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So you guys know Anthony S.
I hope you guys are on.
Sharice G, Pamela F, Eddie M, Wallace S, Shelby W, Emerentius G. I think I said that right.
Shelby W. I just saw her.
Shelby?
Yeah, there she is. Shelby Warren.
Leonardo V, Rachel G, Lakila M. Thank you all, but I'm showing you that from signing up, they send free stocks.
Right.
Okay. So 1, Robinhood does give free stocks. 2, sign up, share your link, get your free stocks.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, this stuff is really, really cool. I just love this is kind of like just handing out free money.
Right. Yeah.
just
and these stocks can grow.
Yes.
They can grow. So it's like, yeah, you might have got $3.69 in a free stock today. And then who knows? Maybe tomorrow's worth $20.
Right. Yep.
You never know.
Just look at AMC. I know you guys have been watching my videos on AMC. It's just crazy. Went from like $2 like.
Oh man, that was a crazy jump.
Yep.
If you're in these stocks and these things occur and you just get to take advantage of it with everyone else, like that's amazing.
Yeah.
We got Jay. Let me see if I can get this to pull up. J Rock says,
"What's up, P Barb?
I just signed up for Weeble. I don't know anything about it. Says 2 to 3 for approval. I guess there's a chance you could get denied, but that's kind of common and typical. And they just want to make sure it's actually kind of like for your protection too, just to make sure nobody's trying to steal your identity to set these accounts up. So I would just give it time, but more than likely you'll be fine.
Matter of fact, when we signed up, it said 4 to 5 days, and then like an hour later.
Yeah, it did say that. It said like 4 or 5 days, and then it's like instantly done. So that might just be like a preset message, and then you may check it in the morning and you're good. Thelma Pate, appreciate you, love the show. And Devin says she's got AMC. That's cool. I think you said that earlier. Let's see here. Let's see. Any news for seniors? News for seniors. We'll definitely make sure to check for seniors. If you were in that senior category for the 2000 stimulus update, as far as the membership goes, seniors were getting stimulus from different tribes and things like that. So check out, if you were here earlier, you heard what I was talking about. But if you haven't, just watch it earlier in the video. You'll see what I'm talking about. And anything else you want to cover, Ron, before we get out of here?
Make sure y'all download that. Make sure you get your free copy of the Gold Report.
Right.
I can't stress that enough. I think that's a super cool newsletter, and I want to hear from you guys on that one.
Oh yeah, if you download it and comment, come back, comment, hit him up in community. If you're on TikTok, get it there, comment there. Patreon, comment. Feedback, please.
Right.
I know Ron is going to continue to provide more useful and helpful downloads and different things that you guys can use to help your financial situation, grow your money, make more money, get you on your path to financial freedom and wealth.
That's right. And I would love to at some point in time have you guys just kind of comment, what are your future goals? Like, what does a perfect life look like for you? And then let's try to quantify that, meaning like, okay, define what does the perfect life look for you? What does that cost you on a monthly basis to live that perfect life, right? And then what we can do is we can take that amount, we can kind of backwards, was it like reverse engineer how you get there? So I think that that would be really good to do and really helpful to get a lot of people on track financially.
No, that actually makes a lot of sense, and that was kind of what I was saying earlier when someone said they wanted $2,000 a month, and I'm like, well, I want to help you get that $2,000 a month, but let's find it in multiple different ways. And that 2,000 a month in one place could be another 2,000 a month in another place. Now you got 4,000 a month,
Hmm.
and then if a stimulus comes out, that sprinkles on the ice cream. I mean, what
Hmm.
more could you ask for?
Exactly. But that's all I have for
That's
today,
it.
though.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks again, Ron, for having me.
No doubt, always.
Fun as always. Thanks everybody for the warm welcome. Again, the love. Everybody participating, watching, liking, commenting, and everybody who's downloaded their free gold download, and everybody who signed up on Robinhood. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
See you guys on the next one.
Absolutely.